Well, with Ebola swirling around, you've got SARS, HIV. I mean, you've got all these things that these various viruses that are killing kids now. I mean, it's just an endless parade of germs heading our way. And so what's going on here? Well, we're not getting the 90 essential nutrients we need to support our immune system. We're not giving ourselves what we need to protect ourselves, to fend off disease. And that goes to the epigenetics piece. Do you want to survive? Do you want to support and promote your maximum genetic potential for longevity, for health, for fending off disease? You're going to have to give your body everything it needs to make your genes, your DNA, your RNA, and your end caps on your chromosomes, the telomeres, everything they need to maximize your genetic potential. All right? This doesn't just happen. You just can't eat well anymore. In fact, there are certain places of the earth that never worked. There are certain places by dumb luck on the earth that did work. So you start out with your basic support program for your immune system. How many nutrients does your immune system need? 90, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids. And then to kind of support that, aromatherapy oils, eucalyptus, tea tree oil, this sort of thing. I wear a necklace around my neck. I've been doing that for 30 years. And go on airplanes, I mean, I open that thing up. I put the eucalyptus oil and tea tree oil on my mustache and inhale it all through the flight. I put some on the seat in front of me, and everybody's looking around, where'd that smell come from? I said, I don't know. But I'm trying to fend off all these bugs and viruses and so forth. And then the same thing is true with personal hygiene. I love to take colloidal silver with me, or Envision colloidal silver for longevity, because if I have a cut, I'm going to use our PureWorks antimicrobial soap, the liquid soap, and then I'll bathe that cut, whether it's infected or not, with our Envision colloidal silver to keep it clean. All right? I will gargle with that every night when I go to bed. I've shaken hands with 300 people that day. I've been on the airplanes. I've been in big meetings, and people are coughing like a tuberculosis ward. And so I'll gargle with our colloidal silver, put a dropper full and a couple ounces of water and gargle with it, and I swallow it. Right? And again, PureWorks, we have the liquid spray, we have the foam, the liquid soap, the lotion, and it kills so many different viruses. It kills so many different bacteria and fungus and yeast. It's really a great asset. And, of course, the colloidal silver, I wouldn't travel without it, but I don't have time or interest to go to a doctor for a prescription for an antibiotic if I were to get sick. Okay? And then I want to make sure that you're reading, okay? What I want you to do is get a hold of that book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission, and you have to appreciate that the guy who came up with the germ theory that realized that, there are some little animals that are causing a lot of these diseases. The guy was named by Louis Pasteur, who was a wine chemist. He wasn't a physician. He wasn't a health scientist. He was a wine chemist. But he was the one who kind of followed the trail and realized that you could reproduce certain diseases like pneumonia, anthrax, rabies. And he didn't know about viruses. They couldn't see them under the microscope. He could see germs, bacteria, but he couldn't see germs, viruses under the microscope. But he knew he could make vaccines for it. And this wine chemist did wonderful things, okay? And so he understood. And then there was Semmelweis. Semmelweis, who was an OBGYN guy in Austria. And women were dying by the droves. They go into the hospital to have their babies delivered. They're dying like crazy with what they call childbed fever. And he's told the other doctors, look, you guys need to wash your hands after you come out of the autopsy room. You're doing autopsies on these women that die of childbed fever. Then you go deliver babies, and these women will die with childbed fever because you spread it to them. It's your hands. You got to wash your hands. And they beat Semmelweis to death. These other doctors beat him to death because he had the temerity to say that they were carrying something from the dead women to the live women and causing disease. Oh, and they killed thousands of women every month in the hospital. In fact, you had to tie a woman up and drag her kicking and screaming to have her baby delivered in the hospital. They wanted their baby delivered at home by a midwife, because the midwives, they didn't know this, but the midwives, just out of common courtesy, would wash their hands before they would deliver the babies. Okay? The doctors were killing these women right, left, and center. And Semmelweis was saying, guys, come on, you got to wash your hands after you do an autopsy. Women who died from this thing, because you're just spreading it, whatever it is. We don't know what it is, but your hands smell like you're decaying because you're carrying all this dead tissue around. And he didn't know about germs at that time. He just knew it was something that smelled on their hands like death. They were carrying death from the dead woman to the one who was delivering her baby. Well, they beat Semmelweis to death. And all these stories are in the book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. You have to know about the thousands and thousands of failed medical theories, okay, to understand where we're at, why we're here, why the medical system costs so much, we get so little from it, why the book and the CD entitled Dead Doctors Don't Lie is so popular, because people know these things. They just don't know the statistics. They don't know that medical doctors kill, injure, and infect 15 million Americans every year in the workplace because they simply don't wash their hands. If they use Pure Works, that alone could save millions of people. Well, stick with us. We'll be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Longevity Way on Dead Doctors Don't Lie for these messages. Okay, Doug, what's your pearls of wisdom today?
Well, I thought I'd talk about germs and viruses, as I've got a Fox News story here that's headlined, "A single doorknob can contaminate up to 60% of people in a building in just 4 hours." They say viruses can spread from a single doorknob to 40 to 60% of surfaces and people in a building in just a few hours, according to a new study that was done at the University of Arizona by a Charles Gerba. It was actually presented at the 54th Interscience Conference on Antimicrobial Agents and Chemotherapy. Say researchers put a tracer virus on one or two surfaces in a building, for example, a doorknob or a push plate, at the beginning of the day. They said after 2 to 4 hours, the virus could be detected on a majority of commonly touched surfaces, such as light switches, coffee pot handles, phones, and computers. According to Charles Gerba, says we actually put a virus on a push plate in an office building of 80 people, had 3 entrances, and within 4 hours, it ended up all over half of the people's hands and ended up on half of surfaces that people touched in that building. Goes on to say what we really learned was the hand is quicker than the sneeze in the spread of disease. Oh, that's like a rhyme there. They say alarming speed that a virus goes from the surfaces to hands of anyone, workers and visitors in the building, office buildings, schools, hotels, hospitals. Important reminder to wash your hands or maybe use some Pure Works and disinfect surfaces frequently. Viruses such as diarrhea, the flu, and common cold can cause illness when people have the viruses on their hands and then touch their faces, which they do about every 3 to 4 minutes. They say hand washing, disinfecting wipes, and hand sanitizer use was found to significantly reduce the spread of virus. And they go on to say that using disinfectant wipes containing quaternary ammonium compounds, or quats, registered by the EPA as effective against viruses like norovirus, flu, and along with hand hygiene, reduced virus spread by 80 to 99%. They say touch was found to spread viruses in places where people might least expect it. Wasn't the bathroom, but the break room was the hot spot. They say you should be, if you're going to the break room, you want to be the first one to get to the coffee pot handle. Every time you touch one of these surfaces, you're picking up about between 30 to 50% of organisms that are on that surface. Wow, that's just amazing. And you know, Doc, I recently took a trip, and the first thing I did when I got in my hotel room was I swabbed down the phone and the TV remote and a lot of other surfaces that I know other people touched with the Pure Works product.
Absolutely. The flusher on the toilet, the knobs on the shower, in the sink. You know, you turn the water off and on. The stopper, which you're going to hold water in the sink. Every place. But one of the dirtiest places, they say, in a hotel room is the remote, the channel changer. Because people come out of the bathroom and they don't wash their hands. They're holding that remote, and it's just loaded with grease and popcorn and stuff, you know, and popcorn oils, and the viruses love that because there's plenty of food there, and it spreads everywhere. So watch it. And, of course, you're exactly right. Again, get that book, Epigenetics, The Death of the Genetic Theory of Disease Transmission. Get a hold of Pure Works. As is said, get Pure Works on you. Get your hands on Pure Works and get your Pure Works on your hands. And it's one of those things where you have to be obsessive about this. Almost be obsessive, okay? Don't forget our colloidal silver. Don't forget the tea tree oil, the eucalyptus globulus I like, and 90 essential nutrients. Don't forget your immune system is your sweat, your tears, your urine, your intestinal contents, your intestinal lining, your lungs, your mucus in your lungs, every place of your body is loaded with ways to defend yourself, but they all require 90 essential nutrients to do it. Thank you so much for bringing that one to the front. Well, stick with us. We're going to be back with more Truth, Justice, and the Young and Give You Away on Dead Doctors Don't Lie after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's go to Michigan. And Emma, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Emma, you're on the air.
Thank you. Oh, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, ma'am.
I have two family members, husband and wife. The wife has dry mouth, weak taste buds. She just can't taste very good. She has tenderness in the right side of her collarbone. And lately she's been having unexpected bowel movement. And then...
Okay, let's back a little bit. I didn't get the first part of that. Did you say she had seizures?
I'm sorry.
You have to tell me what her problem was again. I had a hard time understanding there at first.
Dry mouth, can't taste very well. She has tenderness in the right side of her collarbone, on the right side. And lately she's been having bowel movement in her panties and didn't even know she had it. And,
how old is this lady?
She's 63.
Okay. And what does she weigh?
She weighs 160.
All right. Now, does she have any skin problems? Any eczema or dermatitis?
No.
Does she have any history of respiratory stuff, bronchitis or asthma?
No.
Does she have her appendix out?
No.
Does she have a history of any constipation for many years or diarrhea for many years?
Well, off and on constipation.
Mm-hmm. Okay, does she have children?
Yes.
Do any of them have any asthma or eczema, bowel problems or appendix out, anything like that?
No.
Okay. Now, is this your friend or your sister?
It's my daughter.
Your daughter, okay. And you have other children?
Yes, I have children.
And do any of them have any problems?
No, but most of my grandchildren seem to have asthma.
Okay. Especially the ones born to your daughters?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is, it has to do with the gluten intolerance. Okay? It causes malabsorption of nutrients. And so what I would do is get your daughter and all your sons and daughters and all your daughters' children, all your grandchildren from your daughters, because daughters pass it on, women pass it on through the cord blood and breast milk. Men get these things, but they don't pass it on. Everybody, your whole family now. If your mom is still alive, she needs to be on this, and all her siblings, and all your aunties and uncles need to be gluten-free. So what you do is hang on. I'll come back. Sharon and I will give you a nutrition program after these messages. Okay, let's see here, Doug. Let's go right back to Michigan and Emma. Okay, Shar?
Yes?
Yep, here's her daughter, who's 63, 160 pounds, has knee problems, tenderness in her collarbone, she's got diarrhea, kids and grandkids, nieces and nephews all have asthma. What are we going to do for this gal?
Well, she definitely has a gluten intolerance. There's no question about that. I would give her two healthy brain and heart packs, and also give her some extra glucogel.
Okay, very good. 2 healthy brain and heart packs, exactly right, which allow her to have 3 of the Ultimate Selenium twice a day, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus twice a day, 2 scoops of the Ontane Tangerine 2.0 NutriCrystals twice a day, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day, and 3 of the EFAs twice a day, all to be accomplished by the 2 healthy brain and heart packs per month. And then, as you said, throw in 2 bottles of the glucogel, the large bottles of glucogel, so you can take 15 of those a day, 5 at breakfast, 5 at lunch, 5 at dinner. That's going to actually support maintenance repair of cartilage, ligaments, tendons, connective tissue, disc between the vertebrae, bone matrix, bone itself. And even though doctors say you can't regrow cartilage, you can certainly support and promote maintenance repair. You'll be just amazed at the good things that will happen here. Of course, her constipation, diarrhea, all those kind of things, that stuff goes away when you get on a gluten-free diet. So thank you, Shar. Okay, give us a call every couple of weeks, Emma. And Let us know how this gal is doing, how your daughter's doing. But the diet is as important as the nutrition here, because you are what you absorb, not what you eat. So she's got to be drop dead gluten-free. Everybody in her household, spouse, we're looking at dog, cat, bird, fish, mother-in-law, mom, anybody living in the household, they got to be gluten-free, because cross-contamination laundry, the couch where people sit, I actually have a CD called Serial Killers, which goes into a lot of hidden places. You will find unexpected levels of gluten. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to San Mateo, California. And Emir, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
So, Emir, you're on the air.
Okay, I guess we just missed Emir, so we're going to head on to Manhattan Beach, California. And Jason, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Well, Jason, you're on the air.
Hello, Dr. Wallach.
Yes, sir. How can we help you?
Yes, I've had sinus issues for several years, like sinusitis, or the leak, postnasal drips, and lots of allergies always. And I had a septoplasty back in 2007, and they said I had nasal polyps too, and they removed those, but they said they'd come back. And I was wondering if it's due to that, or do I have candida? Is that linked to it as well? Be a candida overgrowth, and see how I could get rid of the sinus problems that's been bugging me for years.
Okay. Well, hang on. We got to run one of those message moments. We'll come back, ask you a few questions, and then we'll give you a program. We'll be back after these messages. Okay, Doug, let's go back to California and Jason. Okay, let me ask you a couple of quick questions here, Jason. With all this goofy stuff going on here, all of which talks about sensitivities, with all this stuff going on, did you ever have any skin problems, any eczema or dermatitis or psoriasis, or rosacea on your face, any acne?
No, a little acne when I was younger, but not anymore.
Okay. Did you ever have any respiratory problems, eczema, or asthma?
No.
Okay. Did you ever have any diarrhea or constipation or bloating or belching, burping?
A lot of burping when we eating food. A lot of that, and pressure in the chest. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any brothers and sisters that have any sicknesses?
No.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Shar, what would you think here?
I would assume he has a gluten intolerance, just from some of the things.
Yeah, you're exactly right. When somebody has all these sensitivities, which amount to not only sinus and sort of what I call garbage can diagnosis, when people are told they have candida, okay, because the doctors can't quite figure out what it is, but they're also getting polyps, and they've got outbursts of diarrhea and burping and all this kind of stuff. This tells you that they're not absorbing much, okay? They're getting polyps in their nose. This sort of thing. They're just not absorbing nutrients enough to defend themselves. And that always leads to the diagnosis of malabsorption. Well, that's the most common cause there, gluten intolerance. So I've had so many people with nasal problems and sinus problems. They get on a gluten-free diet, as Shar says. And so how much do you weigh, Jason?
130 pounds.
Okay. So what would you give this guy to support his immune system here?
I would give him a healthy brain and heart pack.
Okay, one healthy brain and heart pack is 130 pounds. And also, what would you do for him for his clogged sinuses for some symptom relief?
Symptom relief? Would the killer biotic help that? I don't know.
Yeah, killer biotic from the inside. That's absolutely right. Very good. Guy his weight, I have him take 3 killer biotic twice a day. That'll be 2 bottles a month of the killer biotic. It's a blend of 8 herbs, which support the immune system, and 2 of those herbs actually have antimicrobial properties. You're right there. And let's see here. What would you do with something he could inhale?
Inhale?
Yeah.
For sinus problems?
Mm-hmm.
You could inhale the tea tree oil and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. Tea tree oil, things like eucalyptus, ravensara, any of those are great aromatherapy oils from our Ancient Legacy collection. And exactly, tea tree oil kills fungus and yeast and bacteria and viruses. Eucalyptus kills fungus and yeast and viruses and bacteria. And, of course, even colloidal silver. You could gargle with that. I could put a few drops of these into, nasal washing. You could put a few drops of our colloidal silver into the nasal wash and do the nasal washing thing with the colloidal silver. That'll kill just about everything in the nasal passages and so on. And, of course, again, the gluten-free diet. Give us a call every couple of weeks, Jason, and, let us know what's going on here. But the quicker you get on the diet, the quicker you get on the supplement program, the happier your body's going to be. Okay, Doug, let's go to callers.
All right, let's head to Foster, Oklahoma. And Teresa, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Teresa, you're on the air.
Thank you. My daughter is 32 years old. She's 180 pounds and has not been able to conceive since her first child 8 years ago. She's been to a fertility clinic, and she only had 3 eggs. One was too small, one was too big, one was gone after they looked for it again, and they didn't give her any answers. She's fixing to join the 90 for Life, and she wanted to know exactly what to take to get pregnant.
Okay. All right. Does she have any history of skin problems or eczema, dermatitis, psoriasis, asthma?
When she was little, she was real allergic, like when she'd get bit by an insect, it would swell up. But other than that, no rashes. She was diagnosed with, Rye syndrome when she was a little girl, and took wild yam to get pregnant with her first child.
Okay. Tell me how this Rye syndrome manifested itself in her.
I don't really know. She just come up with flu-like symptoms, and I took her to the hospital, and they said it was the starting of Rye syndrome. So they
okay. So she had by flu symptoms. Are you talking about coughing, or she had diarrhea, or what?
No, she was running a high temperature and had diarrhea continuously.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Char, there you go.
I would say it's a gluten problem, definitely.
Yep. Very good. And so, what are we going to do for fertility here, Char?
Well, she's not absorbing her nutrients, so if she gets on a gluten-free diet, now she should probably lose, I don't know how tall she is, but she probably should lose some weight. It'll be much easier to lose weight when she gets on a gluten-free diet.
Okay, and how many nutrients should she take?
She needs all 90 essential nutrients every second of every day.
Okay, very good. Well, 180 pounds, I'd have her take 2 of the Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. Okay, and get her on a gluten-free diet, no fried foods, no processed meats, no oils. See, the fact that she had 1 pregnancy and full-term, baby's born normal, is that correct?
Oh, actually, she went into labor 2 weeks before she was due, and the doctor sent her to the hospital, and they put her on an IV, and the baby wasn't born for 6 weeks, and she gained 50 pounds in that time, and the baby was 10.3 when she was born, so not a normal deal. They shouldn't.
Yeah, well, the baby's born 10.3. Does your daughter have any diabetes or blood sugar problems, low blood sugar?
No, not that we know of.
Does she fall asleep after meals?
No, but she does get really tired if she does a whole lot during the day. She's pretty active, and she gained that weight, and she can't get that weight off either. She exercises.
Sure. All right. Well, I'd go ahead and, again, give her the two Healthy Brain and Heart Packs per month. I would throw in, as Char says, she needs to lose a little bit of weight. I would throw in the Sweeties. I'd have her take 3 of those twice a day to help her with her metabolism, support healthy metabolism of sugar and carbohydrates and fats at the cellular level, and stabilize her blood sugar levels. And wouldn't hurt to throw in the ASAP. Let her take a dropper full under her tongue 30 minutes before each meal. And within a couple of days, she'll start losing a half a pound to 2 pounds a day. But, yeah, this is pretty straightforward. As Char says, she does have gluten intolerance. And the diet's as important as the supplement program. And let's get her going here. Tell her not to try for pregnancy for 60 days, at least 2-3 months. Let her get these nutrients built up in her body. And then we're going to have success here. In fact, the dead doctors don't lie after these messages. We're back with Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network. Dr. Joel Wallach here for Youngevity, 9 for Life Crusade. And Doug, let's go to callers.
Let's head to Arkansas. And Christina, you're on with Dr. Wallach.
Oh, Christina, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, how can we help you?
Okay, I'm calling about a person I know who has just found out that they were just told they have multiple myeloma.
Okay.
And there's,
person?
okay, he is 66.
Okay, what does he weigh?
He weighs, 3 months ago, he weighed 140 pounds. But his normal weight is 144 to 155. But we think that he has a lot of swelling, and that seems to be making him weigh even more.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I get the idea. Does he have a history of any other problems, bronchitis, eczema, diarrhea? Does he have any history of things like diabetes or arthritis?
No.
Okay, he's 60-something years old?
66.
Okay. No history of arthritis, no osteoporosis?
Nope.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does he have his own teeth, or does he have bridges and plates? And
he's had real good teeth. He might have a couple missing, but overall his teeth are good.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Well, multiple myeloma is a bone marrow cancer. And the reason I'm asking all those questions about the bones and arthritis and things is a significant percentage of the time when a pathologist diagnoses somebody with multiple myeloma, it's really myelosclerosis, which is kind of a osteoporosis where the connective tissue, you have osteoporosis, begins to fill in the bone marrow cavity and squeezes the red blood cell manufacturing cells, squeezes the platelet manufacturing cells, squeezes the white blood cell manufacturing cells. And so a lot of pathologists will mistakenly diagnose it as multiple myeloma when it's really myelosclerosis or myelofibrosis, which is a manifestation of a chronic osteoporosis. Okay, do you know if this guy shrunk in height any?
Not that we know of.
Okay, did they ever go to a chiropractor?
No.
Okay, good. All right. At any rate, so that's a possibility. So, Shar?
He gets real tired. He was doing real good. I mean, he wasn't having any problems, and it just kind of suddenly happened.
Yeah.
Now he gets real tired just walking across the room. Mm-hmm. And they said he had too much protein M in his urine.
Mm-hmm. Did they say he was anemic?
No. They said he had a low temperature. It runs at 96. And they said he had real bad pitted edema.
Okay. Yeah, well, when you have pitting edema, that means you don't have enough protein. Okay, your blood protein's too low. All right? And, okay. Okay, Shar?
Yes.
What would you do to raise his protein level to help get rid of this edema?
He needs to eat more eggs and butter.
Yep, more eggs and butter, absolutely. Yeah, I'd have him 140 pounds. I'd have him eat 6 to 10 eggs a day, poached with a soft yolk, soft scrambled in butter, soft boiled with soft yolk. That's to help raise his blood protein. That'll help with that edema. Also, at 140 pounds, if he is truly got multiple myeloma, I'd give him a little heavy dose here, 2 of the healthy brain and heart packs per month. That'll be 3 selenium twice a day, 1 ounce of the OsteoFX Plus twice a day, 2 scoops of the Beyonce Tangerine 2.0 twice a day, 3 of the EFA Pluses twice a day, and 3 of the EFAs twice a day. All that be accomplished by the 2 healthy bone and joint packs, 2 of the healthy brain and heart packs per month. Now, Sharp, if he does have myelosclerosis, well, I'm going to take it. Myelosclerosis, I'd also give him the 2 bottles of the glucogel, so he could have 15 of those a day and keep him away from all the bad stuff. Call us next week and let us know how he's doing. We'll kind of walk you guys through this. Well, thank you, Shar. Super job as usual. Thank you so much, Doug and Billy. Superlative job as usual. God bless each and every one of you. God bless our troops. God bless our Navy SEALs. And God bless America.